picked up the controller. I'm looking through the binoculars, and I see trouble. I see trouble.
Lots of trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're looking at about 250 individual Horde units right here. This is smaller than the Horde we showed at the Sawmill a few years ago, but I feel it's a good starter Horde for you.
And it's really important now, prepare.
All right, you just took a bunch of ammo from your saddlebags. So,
Oh, saddlebags, cool.
Yeah, and that's an important upgrade for the bike to prepare you for encounters such as this.
All right.
When you don't try to kill them with the bike. But since it's a sandbox, I say you go for it.
All right. Off
There
to
it
a bad
is.
start.
Really bad start.
Nice
This
job.
is the world's best demo.
I could have done that, dude.
Thanks, Sid.
Oh,
This is not.
Oh man.
this is not going to go well.
We're going for realism.
Okay, so I need there's separate display. Oh, sorry. There we go.
There you
All right, there we
There
go.
you go.
Now we're good. Now everything's going to go
It
flawless.
was the old inverted controls.
That's
excuse,
right.
right?
I'm a freak. That's right. It is the right way to play. Here we go. Easy now. Oh, mama. This is a more powerful bike than what I drove in the last build.
Yes, this is an upgraded bike.
Yeah.
This looks gorgeous.
So the Horde is back behind you, Sid.
Easy now. This game looks incredible.
No strategy in this game is a bad strategy, but I'm going to say this is a terrible strategy.
The worst strategy.
Yeah.
So tell me, what do I have in terms of weaponry here?
Okay, well, so if you get off your bike, you can access your survival wheel, and on this you're going to have your weapons in the cardinal directions, but then in the upper right-hand corner you're going to have throwable explosives. In the upper left you're going to have your consumables, which include things like your health, your bandages, but most importantly, kind of survival buffs. Things that will help enhance your core attributes. And crafting one's going to take away from another, of course, so you've got to make choices that suit your playstyle. And then also we have distractions on the bottom left corner. Not really the best for the Horde, but on the bottom right we have traps. So in this case, I think you might have proximity bombs or airbag remote detonators. I think in this case you have some proximity mines. And if you plan properly and look through the environment, you find like key places that you say, I want to run the Horde through here later and trigger this detonation when enough of them run past it. So you can, smart players will do that. Foolish players will just charge in, guns a-blazing, and it's going to be a lot harder for those guys.
What kind
Most
of player will
players
Sid
will
be?
try to jam their bike into the Horde. They can try that.
So what's your strategy here, Sid? What are you thinking?
How do I
Stalling is a
You got
strategy,
it
I think.
selected right there, and then hit R2 to...
R2, okay.
Oh, shit.
You can't melee the Horde. Sid.
You could try.
The strategy is panic and run.
Okay, we're on the move now. Lost my bike. Not good.
You can still save it. I don't recommend a melee bat against these guys, but give it a go.
Got to stay nimble here. This is going to be 10 minutes of me running from these guys, isn't it?
Well, Sid's trying to make his way around. How do you guys
They're
plan
determined
for
to.
all
They'll-
of these
they'll
different
keep following
tactics
you.
that people are going to dive into? How do you think ahead of time of?
Surprised about how things just kind of work. So,
Yeah.
so we're supporting it by
It's always
just.
the best part of games like this is just seeing how people get so creative.
Yeah, absolutely.
We had a company meeting last week where our head of QA literally took on the Horde using his crossbow and custom crafted explosive
Oh,
bolts.
my-
But I think this goes to your question is, it makes perfect sense that it worked because the way we built the systems.
Right.
But Emergence is about a bunch of wholly predictable, unpredictable things, and it just works. Like we're catching yourself
Catching
on
yourself
fire.
on fire is possibly a good
Yeah.
strategy. I think.
That's so he can set them on fire when they grab him. That's
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the plan.
Okay. This is
So
also
one of the things
not
we
going
want to
well.
point out, though, is that the Horde locations are all story-driven.
Uh-huh.
And so this is a mass grave site. So Nero would have come in as the world was ending, dug these mass graves, and they happen to have giant barrels of fuel that they would have used to burn the corpses of all the people who had died during the pandemic. So there's a
Yeah.
reason why you find all these explodables out in these areas.
Yeah.
And
There you go.
one of the key strategies is to go and find those first, and then plan as you're running around to try to drag the
Out of
Horde.
ammo.
You're out of ammo. There you go.
And in these encounters, you really got to be thinking on your feet as you're running forward.
Tore me to pieces.
Not dying.
I'm doing better though. I'm getting.
And a lot of them reveal themselves, but you've got to be nimble, you've got to be moving, you've got to be thinking, and using the survival wheel, and just using every mechanical aspect at once to survive.
And these are late game encounters.
Okay.
So you run into the horde throughout the game. Early on, you can't take them on. You're not strong enough. You're not fast enough. You don't have large enough magazines in your weapons. So you really learn early on.
You have to work your way up.
Yeah, how you're
the stealth
going.
button?
And by the time you get to this mission, you would have learned some of the strategies.
And you'll notice those logs right there. If you blow those open, they'll actually.
One of the things I think is great about this
okay.
too is that
Release
you
and
also
you
have the
can take out a
cultists
huge
that are out
amount.
there.
So
You
actually,
have
Sid, go to your
animals that are out
lower
there.
right-hand
It's
corner, like
not
4
just
o'clock on your
creatures
survival
that you
wheel.
have to be worried about, and so this
So
could
bring up the
possibly
survival
be a
wheel with L1,
situation that you would
and
maybe
then go to
use
the,
them to your
kind of
advantage
4
if
o'clock,
there were
and
other
then
enemies
craft
around.
place that thing on the barrel.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think you have one equipped. So hold L2.
This is one of the late game
there you
missions.
go. And then
There are
start
open
to-
world
And
encounters.
then when you
where
trigger them, make sure they
you
run
could have an
downstairs.
ambush camp
Okay,
that you have to
cool.
go take on. If you see a horde nearby, you can be a Pied Piper. You can actually get on your bike, ride through the horde, drag them up into the ambush camp,
All right,
and then watch the
on.
mayhem that ensues.
Oh my gosh. All right, here they come, Sid. Oh,
Nice one.
nice.
We got about a quarter of them.
Front row. Front row.
Then you
Oh, you're gonna have to reload
Crazy.
pretty soon, dude.
get a run.
Get out. Once. I mean, it's really, really interesting. Let's see here. I was digging these Molotovs.
So one of the other things we wanted to point out is that we've been working really hard, very,
say,
very
it's
late in the
running
game.
so smoothly.
This is like almost final lighting for the environment. The environment tech guys have been working really hard on that, but also performance is key for this game because it's running at a solid 30 here, and we have a version on the regular PS4 that's also running at a solid 30. So
There you
we're
go.
pretty happy with where we're at.
All right.
All right, it's on.
Oh,
Oh,
oh.
There we go.
Oh, there it is.
Nicely done.
They're starting to fan out.
Yeah, as you can see, they're starting to avoid the fire as well. So. Anything that's red is explodable as well.
Keep moving, Sid.
Short controlled bursts. Boom.
Yeah, always
Oh, it's time to run. It's time to run.
red items.
Oh,
in the
no.
left.
You or Boozer have a run-in with RIP the last couple of days?
Why?
One of my men escaped a Ripper camp, got tortured, like they always do. But this time they kept asking me if you knew about it. 2 bikers, 2 men. The Ripper called them mongrels. If you ask me, you got a price on your head.
You know, same as me. Anything that happens here is far better than what's going on out there.
Perfect. Just perfect.